Sometimes I ask myself, I say, you haven't made a video in a while. Why haven't you made a video? Because sometimes I really have nothing to talk about. And then sometimes, just now something just hit me on FBA women and how, like, in my experience, and then there's been experiences of a lot of FBA males that I grew up with. Um, and then, surprisingly, some of the African and Caribbean gentlemen that I know personally, it's the same song and dance. I have to give it to. I don't watch his channel anymore. I have to give it to. What the hell is his name? What the hell is his name? AC Accountable. I have to give it to him when he came up with. Well, I mean, he didn't really come up with Keisha, but the the modern usage of it as describing them all in mass and how there is global Keisha, which I really didn't understand that because, to be honest with you, I've never been to Africa before. And I've never really wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be honest, it's just the way it is. Your average FBA person doesn't want to go to Africa. We don't feel any connection to Africa. We really don't. We've always had a few people in our communities that would be all into that. John Ellison and his wife was into that back to Africa stuff, and they wore the African clothes, for decades of their life, and they would fly back and forth to Africa, and they would tell us, y'all need to go, why are y'all still trying to be here? And we would look at them and say, nah, we good. Like we just didn't identify with that, and we never will, because we are our own culture, and we don't rock with that. We just don't. Now, myself as being a traveler and loving to fly overseas and whatnot, I know eventually I will, because for some strange reason, I think that Ethiopian women are like the finest. I don't want to call them black women, but I would say they are the finest African women on planet Earth. I have been, I have been, for lack of a better word, crushing on them ever since I was a young man. I remember looking at National Geographic, not National, no, no, no. Like some of those old, I can't remember the name of those magazines that would come out. They would show, Africans in those beautiful colored was it Time? Probably Time magazine. I remember young seeing Ethiopian women and saying, "Oh my God, like these women descend from the stars." Literally. And this is why I don't care. I've always been a different kind of person. Like, I will always pick up a drum and make my own beat, and I don't care who doesn't want to listen to it, because I like listening to it. Like, I think my own thoughts, and I am different from the herd. And I've seen the change. I was born in 1970. So I've seen the change of when our women used to be beautiful. I've seen the change. Up until now, they're, 200, 300 pounders and up, man. And I can go on. I'm not going to go get too deep with that. But I have always consistently felt that Ethiopian women are the finest black women on planet Earth. And when these people will be talking about the black American woman is the finest, especially in 2025. Do you really believe that lie? Do you really believe that lie? Second to them is, I didn't even hear about this until I heard about it last year, was Swaziland. Those are some number twos. Then number three was Kenya. Oh my God! I mean, when Austin Holloman went to Kenya and he had that Kenyan girlfriend, and I don't know what he should have stayed with her. She was absolutely naturally beautiful. So it's like Ethiopia. What the hell did I just say? Rwanda's too. Ethiopia and Kenya is and then Swaziland. Those women are off the chain. And then after that, it's literally Cape Verde. Oh my God, Lord. I think Dennis Sperling did a video when he was visiting Cape Verde. I think he did a video. It was one of he's been a world traveler for a long time too. But anyway, the experience of my FBA mother, I've talked about this before. It was mostly bad, man. She didn't have my father around. My brother didn't have his father around, and so she was frustrated in every single shape or form, and every single time, steadily but surely, I'm growing into my manhood. There was this program to smack it down. Oh, you got a little mustache, shave your mustache. You can't have facial hair. Well, why can't I? Because the Jehovah Witnesses said, it's like being controlled by an outside organization that was dedicated to preserving and maintaining white supremacy. You have no idea. You have no idea. If you haven't been raised up in that nonsense, and this is the reason why I hate Christianity so much. That would be a whole nother video because it teaches the lie of this disgusting white man with this heart that you can see. You know how many of these images they have shown you of this white man that you can see inside his chest and you can see his heart, and his heart has a supernatural glow, and then there's always a sword piercing his heart. You ever wonder why people are not disgusted by this image? It is an image of white supremacy, and it is an image of death, you know and unfortunately FBA women just keep this idolatry going, and they don't understand how disgusting it is to the mind. That would be a whole nother video. What does Christianity do to a black male psyche? It really destroys it on so many. Like I said, I don't have time. She would beat the shit out of me for little things, you know, and that's bad enough. And then, like I said, enforcing this white supremacist religion on my mind was even worse. You know what I'm saying? And out of all the things that she did to me, I would say the worst. And I just thought about this today. You would think that, you would never think about it, but no, I thought about it today and I was just like, okay, I did something wrong. I don't know what I did, but once again, I was a young black male growing up in a house that never had a man in it. And she's always attacking my manhood and beating me too much and yelling too much and all of this shit. And then on top of it, okay, I'm pretty sure I did something wrong because I'm with this angry, stressed out demon. Literally, yeah. She was angry and stressed out, and she was a demon on some too many. I can't even tell everything. I just can't, right? So the worst thing that she ever did to me is she made me stay in the house for the whole entire summer. For a little kid, that is literally a death sentence. It literally is. I wanted to die. Growing up in New York City, you having the whole spring and summer to go outside was like literally your life's thing. Like this is what you had to do. You had to just wake up and run all day and play and ride bicycles and skateboards and shoot basketball. Like When I was a child, nobody ever gained weight because we were always doing something, and it always involved running. You know what I'm saying? So to take that away from a young boy is to me it is unusual and it's cruel. If she could have said a week, okay, but the whole summer to this day, I have never forgotten that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, every winter is like a death sentence to a child because I mean I would play in the snow, but I didn't particularly like it because you couldn't do that much. But a lot of us have stories when we compare notes of how our mothers were unusually cruel, right? All this notion of, oh, my mother. I was just thinking today, the only reason why these FBA males go on and on and on about their mother because she was the one that was there. That's the only reason. I wouldn't even be surprised if I was to talk to somebody like Shaq because he made a whole rap song about his father not being there. I wouldn't be surprised if he would not admit that, yeah, she used to beat the fuck out of me. I wouldn't even be surprised. And we have normalized this. The comedians have normalized it. Everybody has normalized that this is the FBA woman's behavior, the being nasty, mean, and cruel. Finally, I remember I was in my friend's house. Peace be upon him. Rest in peace. He's been gone for 2 years already. He was pushing 70 at the time. So I've known the man for decades. Really, really, really good guy. I was in his house. He went to the store, or whatever, and he told me to wait for him, whatever. And I remember this was the summertime, and I heard this black woman yelling and screaming and mfing, and I'm thinking she's talking to an adult, like she was talking to a toddler that she was walking, and she just smacked him in the face. And I looked out the window and I stared at her, and I saw her face. I was waiting for her to say, "What the f are you looking at?" But I looked at her like, "Could you please stop? You know you're yelling at a toddler. Do you know you're yelling at a toddler? Is this really?" And here they are. They're making these new round of videos. You are supposed to be mean to black men. This does not work. I don't know who the hell told them that. They will continue to teach each other lies on TikTok that will keep them single, keep them single moms, while the smart ones are gonna jump on a plane and do like my cousin did, marry an African woman, and never look back. It just they keep preaching to each other insanity. You're supposed to beat their children all the time and be screaming all the time. Even the Bible says, "Be not a lion in your own house." They just don't get it. A lot of them are very mean and horrible mothers. It is what it is. And nobody's listening to their sign language anymore. And this is the what word am I looking for? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And this will explain where you get the plantation, bro. It's the psychology of that too. There was a video talking about how slavery broke us up into different mentalities. Well, the black domineering evil single mom is how you get the plantation bro. And a lot of these guys are plantation bros and don't even know that they are.